Hey guys, welcome back to Sunny Healing. I hope you guys are doing well. Today's reading is going to be about men's perception of you. So, what do men think of you? So, it doesn't have to be a love interest. You don't have to be interested in men. You could also be a man. It doesn't really matter what gender, what sex you are. What matters here is what do men, when they see you, or it doesn't have to be first impression, but in general it is. What do they think of you? How do they see you? How do they perceive you? So I going to pick the piles right now. We have 3 piles. So let's see what comes up for pile number 1. What is it going to be? Pile number 1. We have expectation. Pile number 2 is going to be courtship. And pile number 3, lovers. All right, I'll show you the piles and then I'll meet you at your pile. Hi, pile 1. You guys chose expectation. So let's take a look at your cards, pile 1. So what do men think of you? We have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. We also have meditation, and this is the Hangman card. We have the 6 of Wands. We also have unexpected income. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. So pile 1, I'll be showing you the cards today, and then we'll get started on your reading. So here are the cards, pile 1. So let's get started. So what do men think of you? How do they see you, pile 1? There is a sense here, pile 1, with this meditation card. This is the first one that actually I pick up on, is the fact that you have a calming presence, pile 1. There is something about you that is calming, that makes them feel almost like there is a motherly energy that's coming out of this card. I see a Mother Mary, I see Sarasvati, I see all these goddesses, Hindu goddesses, that reminded me of mother figures, and specifically Mother Mary as well here is coming up. So there is a sense of you having this mother figure, this feminine energy that is very calming, that brings them a sense of peace and relaxation. Some of you could have training in yoga practices, in meditation practices, mindfulness, in anything here that is bringing you back to the present, bringing you back to the present moment. And when you are around men, this is definitely a message that they're picking up. There's definitely this energy that come out of you. And with this beautiful aura here, we see it's almost like an angelic presence here for you that they pick up on, pile 1, an angelic presence. And even though you don't necessarily speak about spirituality, or you don't necessarily say anything specifically spiritual, when they see you, it's just the impression you give off. Some of you do have a certain sense of style where you maybe dress in a way that is more maybe spiritual. Some of you might like to wear healing beads. You might like to wear even traditional clothing. This is something that definitely they notice about you here, pile 1. I'm also hearing some of you here in this pile might be wearing a hijab. So you guys could be Muslim women and wear, scarf around your head. This is something they see right from the bath, of obviously, because it's something that they pick up on right away. But there is a spiritual energy here, calming energy, and you bring them a lot of peace here, pile one. And yes, I am reminded here the hangman is definitely Neptunian energy. We have Neptune here with the hangman. So it's also a sense that you guys are dreamy. There's something dreamy, something that is a little bit out of this world about you. You guys do have this energy of purity, innocence. No matter how old you are, you give off an energy of being very innocent and pure. And people, men specifically, they find that very intriguing. It's like, especially this woman has their eyes closed. It's like they feel that there's a lot of skills that you have, maybe psychic skills, maybe you guys could be, a lot of you could be intuitive in this pile, but they feel that you have this ability to sense them beyond the five senses, beyond what we usually pick up on, the 3D reality. There's something about you here, especially with this woman has their closed eyes, that make them feel that you get them some way. You get them beyond what they expect you to get them, or beyond the 3D. So it's almost like you're looking at them as a soul, as a spirit, rather than a human being. There's something about that here. We also have the puppies here. So some of you guys could be connecting with the poppy flower. They want to know you, pile one. One of the first indication here that I got is once they see you, their first impression of you is, I'd love to get to know this person a bit better. So really there is something about you that makes them want to dig deeper, makes them want to know you a little bit more. There is a mystery about you that pulls them in and makes them want to deepen their knowledge of you. They want to speak to you. There's something about speaking, conversing with you that makes them really wonder who you are. It's almost like the more you guys get to know each other, you guys speak to each other, the more they want to know more about you. And also these men, one thing they notice about you, pile one, is you are so different. They are used to a specific type of person that they notice or they meet on an everyday level. When they meet you, there's something intriguing because there is a uniqueness about how you present yourself. So that is intriguing, and that makes them want to know you deeper, want to get to know you even more. We have the Six of Wands. This is definitely a victory card here, pile one. It's a success. And with this, I'm looking at this, I mean, I see them here watching you. When they meet you, there is a sense of watching you. Some of you might notice, I do feel that a lot of you notice, that men stare at you. They stare at you. They don't really know where to put you. So, when we meet people, a lot of the time, first thing we're trying to do is put them in a category, kind of whether we want it or not. This is, it's human nature. We do have the tendency of wanting to, put a label, or, this is the kind of person this person is. We do have a few indicators when you meet someone. And that way, it's almost like us have, the human brain is organized this way. It's helping us find security, safety in a way, because we are relying on our experiences, our memories. And when we meet people, we always tend to try to categorize them or put them in a specific box, so that we have an idea on what to expect. With you, there is not a possibility to do so. The reason for that is I do see here they pick up on a few things that might feel or might seem to them contradictory. Contradictory, maybe it's not to you, but to them it does pick, like they do pick up contradictions in your personality, in the way you behave, in the way you look. So I'll give you an example. For example, you guys could be very spiritual, but you're also maybe open with your sexuality. Some of you could be very, you have a tendency to dress, maybe let's say modestly, like this woman here. But at the same time, you are very, so let's say, you have, for example, very strong religious belief, and you are a Muslim, a Christian, or someone who is very connected to their religious belief, but you're also studying science, for example. Things like that, that in, at first instance might seem contradictory or not go well together, is part of your who you are. These are just examples, but this is just to show you that you show up as someone who has maybe multiple contradictions in the way you appear, and the way you are in the beginning, and somehow it's very difficult to put you in a box. It's very difficult to categorize you here, pile one. And yes, we did talk about victory. There is a sense of pile one. You give off a sense of almost like knowing your worth, knowing who you are, and knowing that um, recognition, recognition that all of us want, or all of us are looking for, the love, the recognition that most of us are looking for, has to come from within, has to come from us first. This is something that you give off in the first meetings, the first impressions to men. They know that somehow you have given yourself the recognition that most of us are looking for in the outside world. You have given yourself the success that many people are trying to manifest. And it doesn't have to be that you're actually very successful in the 3D. It doesn't have to mean that you have, let's say money, or you've climbed a great career, whatever. It doesn't really have to do with our standards when it comes to success. It has to do with yours, your standards. So you're defining your own standards, and you're defining how you're going to recognize yourself and put yourself on your own pedestal as your own star, as your own as the person that you yourself are looking up to. Why? Because you've worked on yourself, because you're putting your own efforts in your healing, in improving yourself, in self-developing, in self-growth. You have managed to put that energy onto yourself in order to improve. And it's not a competition for you. It always has been about you trying to get better and trying to move forward in your life and grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. And this is something you give off here, pile one. And again, there is a purity about you, purity, something very pure that is very difficult to see in other people. And men really they actually admire you for that. This is an admiration. So you guys might not be looking for their recognition, you guys might not be looking for admiration, but these men, when they see you, because they feel your confidence, they feel that you have a sense of self-worth and self-esteem that is beyond what they usually pick up on in other people. And this is something that inspires them to admire you. It's like a lot of them, No matter what you have accomplished in the 3D, they know that you're manifesting something even bigger, even better, even to the next level. Basically, you're just moving forward. You're not standing still. And that's really something admirable about you, Pile One. And it's interested here. Really interesting here. I find these numbers 27 and 28. They're following each other. You guys chose expectation, and you have unexpected income. So pile one, how do men see you? What do they perceive about you with these two cards? I want you to take a look at them. 27 and 28. Look at this. You chose expectation. Why did you choose expectation, pile one? With the unexpected income and expectation, the first thing here I am seeing, well, first of all, yes, these are increasing numbers, so they're kind of, there's a growth here. But what I see here, pile one, is you are unexpected. So the men that you meet, pile one, I'm sensing that they have expectation of others. They could be mature people. They could have a lot of experience in life. They could have met all kind of diverse people from the world. So they have specific expectation when they see someone. So let's say you're a beautiful woman, you look beautiful, so their expectation is maybe that you're not very smart, or that you haven't done much in your life, for example. So they have some kind of maybe stereotypical ways of looking at life. They could have certain expectations of people behaviors, like we talked about. They put people in boxes. You might meet men that are a little bit maybe a little bit traditionalist or conservative, and have a way of putting people in boxes. And you show up unexpected. You are unexpected. Unexpected. Who you are is unexpected. And it's not just unexpected, it says unexpected income. So it's not just, you know what, you're unexpected and you're almost like lower value than what I thought. It's the opposite. You're unexpected and you bring so much more value. You are so much more than what I thought. I am so glad that I met you. Somehow, when they get to know you, you reveal a part of yourself, whether you realize it or not, here, pile one, that reminds them that you are much more than they expected. And this card reminds me a little bit of the Six of Pentacles. And it's almost like you give them more, in a way, not that you're trying, but in a way that you are offering a lot more. You have a lot more to offer as a value in general than what they're expecting. And it's almost like they feel a little bit silly, or even a little bit dumb, some of them, because they did not expect that from you. And they could not really see that coming. We also have the Ten of Pentacles. Many of them, actually, here, pile one, for many of them, you are marriage material. Whether you're a woman or a man, you are marriage material. You're someone who really oozes stability, security. There's something about you that transforms the way they see even marriage. Let's say they have a specific idea, like I'm getting these people, these men could have very traditionalist or conservative ways of looking at a marriage, or who is marriage material, and you transcend that. You transcend that. There's something about you that really brings change in the way they think about what's marriage material. Yeah, I just saw 1919 in the clock. This could be an angel number here, pile one. Look it up and write it down in the comment section for me. 1919. So you guys show up in a very different energy. They can't put you in a category, they can't put you in a box, but they also see that you're someone who's very stable, who knows what you want. You definitely know what you want, and you are able to put the steps or put the efforts to bring it to fruition. They admire you a lot here, pile one. And many of them would love to have you part of their family, part of their house. There's something here where you inspire so much growth and abundance and a sense of completion. There is an admiration here, and many of them are not telling you that. Not necessarily, but I do feel that many of you here don't necessarily get the compliment that you should be getting. Let's see why. Why do men not tell you or give you that kind of recognition? Why not? Let's see. Why not? Why don't you get that kind of recognition, which is pretty obvious? A little bit more. Let's get two cards here. Let's see. This one and this one. Let's see, pile one. We have the Nymph of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. And we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, pile one. Why do men not give you the full recognition that you're supposed to be getting with the energy that you show up in? I do sense here, pile one, is many of them are afraid to show you how much interest they have in you because they could fear the fact that you would leave. And this doesn't have to be, again, a love interest or relationship. These people, they have a certain type of admiration towards you that almost puts them in a state of having to decide whether, if they do tell you how much they admire you, if they do tell you how much they're curious about you and you excite them, that you might be leaving and you might be getting bored with their, let's say, recognition, with the type of compliment and the type of attention you could be getting. They might feel that you already are receiving so much attention, so many compliments, and this might not be true, pile one. But they feel that you might just lose interest and walk away, or basically just, explore other opportunities. So you do have people who are interested in you here, pile one, in a more, let's say, romantic connection. If it's not, I mean, some men here you are working with, you are interacting with, maybe as a family member, but even those men, they really want to keep your interest. They really want you to keep they really want to keep you interested in them somehow. They really want to keep that kind of energy going between the two of you, and they are afraid that if they give you too much attention, you would walk away, or you wouldn't be interested in what they have to say, or you would basically lose interest in the conversations or even interacting with them. Alright, so that's what I see for you here, pile one. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked it. You can subscribe to the channel. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you at another reading. Hi, pile two. How are you guys doing? Thank you for being here. You guys chose courtship. I'll show you the cards, then we'll start the reading. So we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. We also have Spirit of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. We have the Empress. You have one more card, actually, an extra card compared to the other piles, pile two. Okay, the Empress. We have the Moon. We also have the Three of Swords. And finally, Coffin. Wow. Very strong energy, pile two. Very intense, very strong. I thought pile one was intense, but you guys are strong energies here. Okay, I'll show you the cards and we're getting started on your reading. All right, pile two, here we go. So, how do men see you, pile two? So I have to say, this card, the Empress, definitely is grabbing my attention. First card here that is very strong energy, the Empress. You guys have this beautiful feminine energy here that is so basically dominating your reading here, especially you have the moon. So this is beautiful, beautiful. The moon and the Empress. You guys have the ability to feel so many things, to feel so many things, and to almost, some of you are, I'm hearing like you guys can even predict the future, predict some of the things that almost seem impossible to men. You might speak about things or tell them about some secrets, some things that they don't know about, secrets of the universe, secrets of even other people that you could have never known in a very logical, rational way. When you look at it that way, you can really know that. So they have to admit that there is almost like a higher power or divine forces here guiding you, speaking to you, giving you some kind of intuitive insights. Pile two. And with the Empress energy, they see you as such a fertile energy. Whatever you touch turns to gold. So I don't know what you're working on, what you've been doing in your life, but they see you as someone who has produced so much around you. So almost like nourishing your environment, nourishing the things that you enjoy, that you like. The Empress to me reminds me of, I mean, of course, this is Libra and Taurus energy, so Venusian energy. And it reminds me of the goddess Aphrodite. She would have many, many children. Some of them were ugly monsters, but they were still her children. She was still nourishing them and loving them. And this is something that I'm picking up. You guys know how to nourish what you're creating. You're creating things that are very fertile. And even if at first they might seem not working or very small, or I'm hearing even childish for some, this might seem immature or not a big deal. It grows into something that men could not see coming. You guys have, with the Empress energy, you do inspire men to grow themselves. You do inspire them to become new, to become renewed, especially with this coffin here, the death card. You make them see the world in a way that they have to change and improve themselves. It's like once they meet you, once they get to know you, you change everything. It's like closure. They do get some kind of closure or some kind of having to let go of an old chapter, old beliefs, because you introduce them to something new. The moon here, pile two. You told them, or you somehow inspired them in a way that is almost fearful to them. They see you walking down a path. They see you walking down a path that for them does not make sense. And if you look at it, pile two, it might not make sense. Rationally, logically, you might have never actually taken those steps if you were following a rational path. But you're following your intuition. This is moon, right? It's Cancer energy. You're following different rhythms, different realities, different truths. And this is something they're not used to. So they see you walking down a dark path. For them, it is dark and scary. And it's so difficult to see forward that they would never take that path. However, they see you succeeding in doing so. And that's a lot of mystery. That's a lot of almost surprising, intriguing effects. I'm hearing some of you have healed yourself from diseases, from illnesses, from things that were chronic. And when you tell them or when you try to even invoke some of the things you've done, they think it's almost incredible. How is it even possible? Some of them don't even believe you. So these men, there's some kind of shock here and some kind of admiration but at the same time, because there's so much mystery, a little bit of fear. We have the Three of Swords. Pile 2. How do men see you? I was picking up on healing. So there is something about you that has healed, and has healed in a way that's almost unexpected. You know, I see here deception. So some of you have healed from people who had deceived you, have let go of connections, relationships, situationships where there was a lot of deceit and a lot of hurt, even third parties. These men, they can sense that you've healed through very difficult situations where people were probably wearing a mask with you or acting with deceptive ways, where you were at the beginning maybe too naive or innocent, and you could have got caught up in situations that really hurt you in the past. And this is something they sense. They can't really truly say what it is, but they sense it. They sense that hurt. They sense that things have been done to you that were unfair, that were very difficult and sad to go through. But you've healed, you've moved on, you closed those chapters, and you've made yourself the Empress. You've put yourself on a road where healing is part of your everyday life. You've put yourself in the road that you have outgrown those issues from the past. It's almost like self-care has become your priority. Self-love has become your priority, and they can sense that. This is something that's very admirable here, Pile 2. Many people around these men have fallen after these hardships. They've fallen, they've gone through it, and they never came out of it. But you did. This is very inspiring. This is almost like, you know, almost coming out of the dead. Coming out of the dead. Some of them here, these men, they've seen you like almost like a phoenix. You've gone through maybe difficult connection that you had to end, and all of a sudden they see you renewed. I see here some of your co-workers, maybe old bosses, who thought that once you would leave that position, nothing great is going to happen for you, that you are lost. And then all of a sudden they meet you and you're showing up, glowing up, growing, having maybe even a better position, and being so satisfied with who you are. And this is very, very strange for some. It's very admirable for others, and it's unexpected. We have the Knight of Swords, Pile 2. How do men perceive you? The Knight of Swords is someone to me who can speak a lot of truth, and almost like a joke, but they mean it. There's a lot of things that you guys say very straightforward, very frankly. You guys have the ability to be honest, and this is almost transforming. So whoever these men are, they could have a way of being maybe deceptive when they speak. They like to put things, maybe sugarcoat things, people please, pretend. I do see here some of them are workers, co-workers, management that you had to deal with, and they were sugarcoating things, pretending a lot. But those men, they have a way of dealing with conversations, of speaking, that doesn't necessarily bring the real, the truthful message forward. You guys are not afraid to do so. Sometimes it's as a joke, sometimes is very direct. In any case, very, very surprising, because I do feel here, Pile 2, with the Moon and the Empress, you do have a beautiful connection to the feminine that gives off this soft energy at first when they see you. There's a soft feminine energy. So this is unexpected. When you guys speak, this truthful way of speaking, this way of expressing yourself, and also not letting people put you down. in any way. You guys are ready to fight back. If someone speaks even deceptively or try to put you down, which is something you didn't used to do, this is something that you could have actually let go of many times, or you could have been someone who would just let people get their way rather than rock the boat. And you've chosen yourself. So you guys have gone through a lot. You've transformed whatever death and rebirth you've gone through. When you're coming out with these beautiful butterflies, you have transformed and you have learned your lessons. You're not taking people's negative talk or people criticism or people's way of putting you in maybe self-doubt or in positions where they would maybe even be aggressive with you, or I'm hearing lack of boundaries. They might even try to break some of your boundaries or walk on you. This is not acceptable for you, and you've changed. You've changed, and it's something you should be proud of here, pile 2. Men can see that, and it's again very surprising, very, very surprising. It's again, you guys show up as someone who has this beautiful, soft, feminine energy. You give that off. You also can show that you do have signs of, yes, I've healed from traumatic events. I'm here in childhood as well. This could have been childhood traumas. But then at the same time, you are able to speak up. You are able to even use humor to express yourself, because you don't tolerate deceptive speech, you don't tolerate deceptive people anymore in your life. Something that you might have let go of in the past or pretended to be okay with, you're not okay with anymore. You point it out. You stand up for yourself. And with you, they have to drop the mask, pile 2. Men here, they know they have to drop the mask. They have to be truthful. You are too self-aware here for them to lie to you. You did choose the courtship star. Courtship for me, I mean, you chose this. This is possibly men who are romantically interested in you. But again, it doesn't have to be. This is anything having to do with partnering up with a man, whether it is romantic or maybe partnering up at work, working for a higher up, any kind of one-on-one connection, whether it is business or love that you have with men, to me, it's represented in your reading. They do look for your attention, pile 2. These men may even find deceptive ways or find, I'm hearing playing games, try to play games, try to do things strange. You might even notice that they behave in a way that's quite strange. They might ghost you, they might come back, they might play hot and cold. There is that kind of energy here to get your attention. And pile 2, many of you are learning that your worth is much higher than that. You don't deserve that kind of behavior, and you are learning to cut off that energy away from your life, because you have learned to listen to your intuition. You're not afraid to listen to your intuition. Some of you are even getting, you guys are getting those dreams, premonition dreams. Premonition dreams here. You might even realize before this is happening, you might even know that someone is going to be deceptive. You might even feel it. You might even see it in your dreams. Your ancestors here, pile 2, connect with you in your dreams, give you those insights. And you already know that someone is going to try to lie to you, to play games, to pretend. You've learned to trust that. But yes, you do have some of the men here are deceptive because they're really trying to get your attention, especially with this beautiful Empress here. They're really trying to get your attention. Some of you really are not paying attention to any of these men. You are connected to your divine feminine, and you're caring for yourselves and your creation. Some of you are mothers here, taking care of your mother, or maybe of your mother as well. Yeah. And you guys have the ability to almost like be more passive, retract back within yourselves, and have the ability to kind of relax and sit back when things are going on. You know when it's time to take a step back and not connect with that deceptive energy. And men are a little bit afraid. Let's take a look. Let's give it a little bit more. Why are men have this feeling of a bit of fear around you, or, you know, uneasiness? I do sense that there's an uneasiness around you. Let's take two. This one and this one. The Queen of Pentacles. Pile 2, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Okay, pile 2, I have to say, the first message I got, pile 2, these men are unhealed when it comes to their feminine. Something about their mother figure in their childhood is still unhealed. They still have mother wounds here. So this will resonate for some of you. This is one of the reasons that they feel unease, because you guys are embracing the mother energy. You're embracing the feminine energy. There is no shame. You guys just feel so worthy being beautiful feminines. So this is not a problem for you. This puts them in an uneasy feeling because society has rejected the feminine for so many decades, so many hundreds of years. And all of us, including males and females, we all have mother wounds. And I feel that a lot of these men that you're connecting with, the unease comes from the fact that they haven't healed much when it comes to their to that wound here. The other part here that I'm picking up, why is it uneasy for them, especially the Queen of Pentacles? You guys could be creating your own money, your own success. Some of you here could be business women, entrepreneurs. It doesn't have to be a woman here, again, because I'm looking at the Queen of Pentacles. You guys could be business people, right? And you have created your own wealth. And this is done in a way that is surprising, especially with the Six of Cups. You guys could be looking at your inner child. You guys could have connected back with your inner child, and this has helped you create new finances, new stream of incomes, fertile ground to grow your money, your career, your resources. And this is putting them in a way that is uneasy because they believe in traditional ways of, you know, making your money, your resources, your finances, and you showed them different. You showed them different. With the Six of Cups, these people might be completely cutting off their inner child. They could be very unhealed. Again, I am picking that up very strongly. And that puts them in a way, when they see you expressing your inner child, when they see you even using it as a way to create beautiful resources and finances for yourselves, this makes them uncomfortable here, pile 2. So I hope this was great for you. Let me know in the comment section, please. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, okay, and subscribe. And then I'll see you at another reading. Bye-bye. Hi, pile 3. How are you? I hope you're doing well. You guys chose the Lovers. Beautiful. We want to see how the men see you. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards, then we'll start the reading. We have soulmate. Oh, yes, this is your soulmate. We have awakening, number 20. So this is the judgment card. We also have freedom, which is the chariot. We have, oh, the lovers. My gosh, you guys. You have twice the lovers. Wow, very strong. Amazing. Okay, the lovers. And poverty. So we're gonna get started with your reading. All right, so let's see pile 3. Let's get started. You guys chose this pile. It's a beautiful pile. There are there are so many synchronicities here, pile 3. I have to say, this is surprising. You picked the lovers, and the lovers was already part of your pile. We also have soulmates. Look at these couples. They're so similar. It's really interesting here, pile 3. I really did not see this coming. So how do men see you? So I have to definitely address this. A lot of you, pile 3, men see you as a perfect lover, as a possible soulmate, as a connection that is definitely out of the ordinary. It's nothing that they, let's say, lived before, experienced before. The connection that they get with you is very strong and very passionate, and almost it doesn't really make sense beyond the regular connections they've had before. So you do inspire them to feel deeper, to get deeper when it comes to love, really. So definitely many of you, how do men see you? As a definite new type of connection that they've never experienced before, a romantic connection that they want to maybe dig deeper. Some of them, if they believe in past lives, some of them might even feel that you guys have had past lives together, especially with the judgment card. We have judgment here, right? Judgment always reminds me of, there is a sense of karma with judgment. And with karmic bonds, they're not always negative, right? It's a soul tie. And for many of you, these people, these men, they feel that you guys are tied somehow. You were meant to meet in this lifetime, and you were meant to awaken each other. Some of them might feel that you guys are twin flames, are soulmates, are, your connection is being guided by the divine. There is also a sense of being free. Once you guys awakened, you are freed from illusions, from things that this world has put us in some kind of, sleep. So you guys awakening together. This person, these people here, these men that see you, that meet you, many of them want to connect very deeply with you, want to speak to you about things that they've never even spoken about, that they've never even thought about in the past. You guys create a sense of awakening. You awaken them from the state of sleep. Many of them could be going through the dark night of the soul a little bit after meeting you here, pile 3. So you do move them in a way that is drastic and permanent. With the Chariot, pile 3, you inspire them towards a new direction, a direction that feels truthful, that feels right. So they're really following their truth once they're awakened, and they're not just following society standards. You give them this inspiration to follow a true direction in their life. And this is thanks to you, pile 3. Pile 3, they see you as someone who has a lot of charisma. A lot of charisma. You guys could have a way of, even, some of you here could be leaders or have leadership skills because of the energy you give off, pile 3. Very strong energies and a strong sense of knowing where you're going. knowing what you want. You have decided on following your heart. You have decided on being truthful to yourselves. Some of you, I'm hearing here, some of you have gone through spiritual rebirth. You know, like for example, some of you could even be a Christian reborn, or maybe have changed religion. You have basically decided a course of action when it comes to your spirituality, and this has changed your whole life, the way you look at your life, the way you make your decisions, the way you choose a life partner. And this is truly amazing, pile 3. Truly amazing. You've gone from a state of poverty. Poverty here to me means a lack, a sense of lack somewhere. So you were, when you were a child, you had a lack of direction. You had a lack of truly believing in yourself. You didn't have maybe spiritual guidance. There is some kind of lack. It could be poverty, especially when it comes maybe to resources. You didn't have enough to feed yourself. You didn't have enough to dress up, or to do the basics. And this has changed over time. This has changed because you've chosen to do so. And it was through a huge awakening, pile 3. Men sense that. They know that a while ago you could have been in a state of lack, but this chapter of your life closed with number 37. It's a 10. It's completed. You've moved forward because you had a huge awakening. Many of them can sense that, you guys. I'm also hearing, pile 3, men who are not serious, men who are just showing up for casual stuff, right away, when they see you, they know that this can't work with you, that casual things are not going to work with you. You want the best, the highest manifestation of love, or nothing. You'd rather stay alone and be free from any kind of attachment, codependencies, love relationships that are based on lust, for example, only. And you'd rather wait for this type of connections. And they know that, they sense that, they believe that that you actually deserve it. They know that you actually deserve it. And it's really interesting here, pile 3. It's like you are pushing away just with your energy. You don't need to say much. Anyone who's coming with this type of lack mentality, let's just try this, or let's just take them on a, let's say, coffee date. I'm not going to spend much money on them, or let's just do this. Someone who is just trying to do the bare minimum, you are pushing them away. Your energy is almost repulsive to that kind of people, especially men. Okay, so anyone who's trying to date you in a way that's feels unfair, or feels just to get by, or maybe even trying to take advantage of you, is right away pushed away with this amazing strong energy here, confident energy, pile 3. I do feel here, pile 3, men feel that at some point in your life you could have settled in energies or relationships that were not worthy of you. At some point in your life, you maybe even let people take advantage of you. You felt not good enough. You could feel that. And that has been your awakening. This has changed. You had a second chance, a rebirth that has given you the freedom to believe in yourself, the freedom to choose your own direction, to choose your own standards, your own values, your own set of priorities, and your own sense of independence as well when it comes to love, to life in general. These men, they definitely admire your strength. You have a lot of strength here, pile 3. They admire that, and for them, You kind of bring them to a new beginning, almost like they never met people like you here, pile 3. They wonder, how did you get to this point? Especially if you knew these men when you were a child or when you were going through difficult times. They're very surprised that you had this rebirth, that you were able to get out of this difficult phase in your life. So many men would be so proud or so lucky to be chosen as one of these amazing connections here, as your lover, as the life partner here, and they know it. You know, this is the judgment card here, pile 3. I do feel that pile 3 here, men, some of them definitely feel judged by you. Judged. This is the judgment card. They feel judged by you. It's like you give them the cold shoulder if they don't show up to your standards, if they don't step up to the level you want them to step up, if they act in a way that's silly or that doesn't really represent yourself, your values, your worth. You give them the cold shoulder and they feel judged. They feel like they're not good enough, that you're not going to give them the time of the day. And at the same time, it's very intriguing. What is so special about you, pile 3, to have that kind of confidence, to have that kind of ability to give someone the cold shoulder because your standards are so high? This is very intriguing to them. It actually makes them want to come even more, want to try even more. And those who are not ready for that, they just move away. They move on. I do feel here, pile 3, some men might even gossip or talk shit, let's say, about you because of this attitude. So some of them, because you gave them no chance or no interest at all, especially someone who is supposed to be popular, let's say those men who are popular, who have a lot of attention, you give them no attention. They might have a little bit of a grudge and resentment and might speak about you to others. But I do feel that you absolutely don't care. This is absolutely not even touching you. Pile 3. And many men here, they'd love to offer you a ride, I have to say, with a chariot. I do see here many men would actually enjoy going on a road trip with you. They would enjoy impressing you in their cars here, I'm seeing. Taking you in a place that actually really moves you, you know, travel with you in a place, like have a great road trip and then get to a place where you change, you know, you get an amazing, let's say, spiritual experience in that place, and you change together, you both awaken together, you learn new things about each other. I do see here many men have seen you evolve. So maybe some people from your family have seen you evolve so much. They admire you a lot, pile 3. Men from your family, whether they say it or not, they have a strong admiration for you. You know what? I have a question here. I'd like to know, these men, here, what would they tell you? What would they want to tell you? These men that have so much admiration, who looking, you know, from far away, what would they tell you if they could, if they were comfortable enough? What would they say? I'll take these two cards. Let's see. We have the Star. Wow. What else? And the Two of Cups, pile 3. What would they tell you? What do you think, pile 3? Looking at these two cards, what do you think they want to tell you? You are the person of their dreams. Whether these people are romantic or platonic, you are the partner of their dreams. But in many ways, I do feel here that a lot of them don't feel at your level with the star energy. They feel that you guys could be way too far away from each other, different stage of lives. And even if you haven't built much, it doesn't really matter. They see you as the star. They definitely put you on a pedestal, and there is a sense of seeing you almost like unreachable. So many of them, what they'd like to tell you is you are their ideal partner. You are their ideal partner here, pile 2. Pile 3, even if you're a man, what you represent to these men, let's say if they were attracted to men, or it doesn't really matter what kind of attraction, you just represent an ideal partner in so many ways. Pile 3. So this is quite amazing. These men, what they'd like to tell you is their admiration, the fact that they see you in a very positive way, no matter what is your judgment of them. They're putting you on a pedestal, and they wish, whether it is business or love, to partner up with you in something stable where you guys could be sharing your energy with them, because they feel no matter what, you can help them heal, you can help them succeed, you can help them advance with any type of partnerships, because you guys have this star energy. You guys are the star of the show. You just outshine everybody that they've met. So this is absolutely amazing here, pile 3. I am really happy for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please let me know in the comment section. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.